All right, the Vaal Temple, the new mechanic in 0.4 is a really good way to make some currency. I've been farming yesterday alone with drops and just raw div. I made over 30 divines, which is more than I've ever dropped, way more than mapping. It's like I had, I think, 20 perfect jeweler's orb drops yesterday alone. I mean, I've never had so many orb of annulments. I got 8 perfect exalts yesterday, 1 perfect chaos. I had 160 gem cutters. It's insane the amount of currency you can get. But basically, I kind of want to make like a quick guide on like how to get started. This isn't really, I mean, I'll show you how to really push for an end game and like what to look for. There's a lot of guides out there. Obviously, I've been trying to figure this out for a while. The snake, it's just the best way to go, right? So like big shout out to at least the guys I've seen is Milky BK and Fubgun. They've been cranking out guides for this, and they've been able to put the time in and really figure this out. So my current temple looks like this. Okay, so basically the temple here, I'll kind of go over ways that you can kind of reset, but you want to snake. Like, do you see how we have this and we're going up and we're going around and then we're going here? So then I'm going to keep going, right? I'll probably end this one, I think, like here. I might stop here. And then I'll start another one here and I'll go up and I'll probably stop here. Might be able to stop here if it doesn't connect to Architect. And then I'll probably do another one. But basically, what you want to do is get these Destabilization Medallion. These prevent the destabilization of your room. And basically, the TLDR for this is protect your snake. It's very frustrating and it's very RNG based, and it takes a while to actually get your snake started. You're not always going to get the rooms you need. And then, you know, when you don't have a ton of medallions, your rooms aren't tier 3. You're not going to have a high chance for medallions. You're not going to get what you need. It's a pain in the ass, but I'm telling you, once you get started and you start linking and you have 2 or 3 Spymasters, and then you keep going, and then you can lock it. And even if you don't lock it, you're going to lose 1 room, maybe 2, but then you'll put bait rooms over here and then you'll just work on your snake. But basically, you farm Spymasters. Spymasters have a high chance at level 3 to drop this. And then once you get this, like when your run is done, you'll put it on the tip of your snake. Like say your snake ends here, put it there, boom, your snake is saved. Your snake is saved. Now I've gone 3 runs in a row with a snake like this and not gotten any destabilization medallions. And then I have to, you know, like all this, like we don't want this. Chamber of Souls is pretty good, but like we don't want sealed vault. So you'll just put them here and you'll bait, and you'll hope that instead of it killing your snake, it eats the bait rooms. But basically, the strategy here is Garrison Spymaster Garrison into an armory, right? Like if you look here, Garrison Spymaster Garrison Armory, Garrison Spymaster Garrison Armory, Garrison Spymaster Garrison Armory. Now there is new, I think they're calling it the Russian tech, where you can kind of build out and around. You make like a square, and then you can go Garrison Spymaster, Garrison Spymaster, Garrison Spymaster. Takes a lot more work. If you're especially just trying to get it going, I wouldn't even worry about it. But you want to try to get, I would say, over 10 Spymaster rooms, so that way you can guarantee that your snake is saved all the time, right? We'll go over like there's a guide here basically that I think I got this from Milky BK's video. Basically shows what the rooms are, what they give, kind of the order you want to go in. And then like there's a temple planner. This is kind of what I have planned out. I'll get into all that stuff. But basically, TLDR, make a bunch of Spymaster rooms, run it, get Destabilization Medallion, save your snake, and just keep pushing. And that's it. That's all you need to know, okay? So if you've already fucked up your temple, you're gonna have to run Architect at least once, right? I think that unlocks medallions. Don't worry about Alziri. Basically, it'll give you these Architect rooms you can place. It's like lineage gem support, other shit. Those don't get destabilized. So if you've already, like I had probably 6 of them, and I had to spend like, I don't know, 6 or 7 temple runs getting rid of them. You're gonna have to path to them, hit the room in a temple run, and then it destabilizes. Then it's gone. So you want a clean map. You don't want any bullshit. So you might have to spend some time if you got a fucked up temple and path to those rooms and kill them. And if you do manage to get to the architect, you have some bullshit. Running the architect and killing him will wipe more rooms at once than if not. And same with that Zeri. If you fail on Zeri, it does a big wipe. And even if you clear out Zeri, it does a big wipe of the temple. So if you need to really maximize starting fresh, that's the best way to do it. But you want to make sure you don't have any architect rooms and you go from there. Okay, so we'll start there. But basically you can have up to 60 energized crystals. I'm sure you already seen them on the map. Obviously you've played, they're all across the campaign before you even get the endgame maps. They did just do a change where you can get 2. I've heard people saying you can get 3 crystals from a 6 mod tier 15. I'll show you my method. It's what I've been doing for like 2 weeks now. Basically you get the grand project unique and you hit a temple or a tower and you can go to any map in the range. I'll go over that. It's the fastest way to do it. Pump light radius, you're good to go. But basically as you do these rooms, like these have high chance for advanced medallions, these garrisons. Spymaster has a high chance for Dwatalatis. Now they can drop other things, but eventually after clearing, you'll eventually get, like after I don't know 30 temple runs, I just got my last +6 last night, so I now have 60 temple runs. When you go far maps, this gives you 10 runs that you can do back to back to back to back. You can spend 8 to 10 hours. Like I could spend probably 7, 8 hours running this 10 times, probably more than that. Like that's how long it'll take. Once you really start pumping like monster effectiveness, they get pretty strong. You're gonna need high DPS, right? Like once my snake got around like 20, I'm like, all right, I need some more damage. I need a little bit more damage. It's getting a little sketchy. But yeah, when I'm in the temple, I had like 7,778% increased rare monsters. The effectiveness was, I think, like 600%. So basically, like I said, you're gonna start out, you're gonna make a snake. You're gonna make sure you never loop. Like if I go here and I loop back to this, I have a chance to lose everything. You never want to loop. Never loop. Never loop. All right, got that? Don't loop. But you'll keep a snake, and like I said, then you can start multiple snakes. So it can look something like this, right? So like I have mine here. I have all this, and then I come to here and I start pumping different rooms, and then I come down to here, right? This one can be cleaned up. But yeah, so then, you know, you need some more Spymasters. You can start another snake next to it and make sure it never connects. If you have, like, you know, your temple's gonna be a little different. Like my architect's here, some architects could be here, architect could be here. I think it can be, there's a few different spots up here. But depending on that, you want to make your layout around that. But then I'll start another snake and I'll go up, and then I'll add different rooms to get more effectiveness, different modifiers, which we'll get into right now. But basically, once you can really sustain your main snake and you start getting a lot of the locks like these, like I said, I went 3 runs with let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tier 3 Spymasters, 3 runs in a row, not one Dwatalatis, not one. So I just had to keep baiting, and then like I would have my armory, and then it would lose, and then the next one I would lose the garrison. I was like, fucking sucks, but it happens. But my last run, I got 3 of the locks. So, you know, that's the thing. But once you can stabilize your main snake, that's when you'll start making another. You can always start whenever you want, right? Every time you just throw your rooms and try to do what you can, right? But once you can really start, you know, getting more locks, then you'll start running a different room. Then you can, you know, you get this to here, you can lock it there, and now your main snake will be locked, and then this will be locked, and then you can keep going, right? But let's get into kind of what you want to do here, right? So you want to get, obviously, Spymasters, high chance for the lock medallion. Okay, you want to put it next to the garrison, right? Eventually, once you have a lot of Spymasters, you'll start going Garrison Commander, Garrison Commander, Garrison Commander. Commander gives 60% increased rare effectiveness at tier 3. So that's how you basically just juice your rare monsters to give more loot. So if you're doing a chain, like if I was to now put a commander here, I cannot put any more spy masters in my main snake. I would have to start a new snake to then put spy masters. So I think what I'm going to do is originally I was going to plan to go commander, garrison, commander, garrison, commander, garrison, right? But now I'll just start a new chain, garrison, commander, to pump the rare effectiveness to get more loot, right? So then on top of that, you're gonna like, let me show you here. Like here I have corruption chamber, thaumaturge, sacrifice, thaumaturge, alchemy. Okay, so let's look at what that gives you, right? The corruption chamber, 60% chance for rare monster to have +1 to mod. Okay, you want 3 to 5 of these, ideally, depending on how good your build is. And then when you stack this with the thaumaturge, all right, 30% increased effective temple mods. That's big. That's very big. So you're using this once you get your spy masters and you can like kind of save your snake. That's when you start juicing the temple, okay? But you gotta get that main snake spy master going first, okay? So then, like I said, you push that in the alchemy lab, 60% of rarity of items, okay? So once you juice that up, that's big. So that's gonna be your main corruption, thaumaturge, alchemy, the sacrificial chamber. It's a high chance for advanced medallion. We don't really care about the rare chest, so I only threw one in my planner just for it's another shot at a medallion. But then obviously this short chain, I'm obviously stacking effects and temple mods and, you know, rare monster stuff. And then here I have just another spy master. And then here I have a corruption chamber, thaumaturge, alchemy, thaumaturge, alchemy, thaumaturge, alchemy, thaumaturge, corruption. All right. So really, that's the only ones you need here. You only want these 3 chained, so you can push rare monster mods, temple mods, and rarity of items. Okay. And then the other ones, really, you're just pushing Garrison Spymaster to lock and commander for rare effectiveness. That's honestly all you're going to do, right? That's kind of try to make it the easiest explanation possible. So you're gonna want to start out and just do this, right? Once you get a bunch of spy masters, you'll get rooms, you'll get medallions that, you know, you can save garrison, you can save a spy master, you can save up 2 spy masters, and then, you know, hopefully you get a good roll. You'll get one like this. You can re-roll the room card. So like right now, I want an armory into a garrison into another spy master. So none of these help me right now. Sure, I could place this as like a bait room, but it's not optimal, right? So what I would do is I'm gonna hit it with the re-roll. I'll re-roll this, hope I get the armory. I'll put and right now my armories, that one's level 2. All these are level 1. I'm pretty sure with this chain, it's, I want to say impossible to get to level 3. If you get the medallion that levels up your rooms, you can only use it on a room once. So these are going to have 30% increased effectiveness instead of 60. It's just the nature of it. So you can get all these up to 30 instead of, you know, 15. But your garrisons level up. Spy masters, once you do the spy master, and like basically this was a level 1 or a level 2, and then once I put another spy master on the chain and clear that spy master, then this one levels up to 3, and then once I get a new one, this one will level up to 3. So like every time you add a new spy master and kill it, the previous one levels up. That's kind of how that goes. And then yeah, but that's pretty much it if you've seen the strats. And don't stress. RNG sucks. I think it took me a good 20 hours to really get like even up to here kind of solidified. It's just RNG. You go in, you hope you get the rooms you want, re-roll if you can, place what you can, run it, leave, try to save your snake, put bait rooms, and just once you get going, you're good to go. But that's kind of all you need to know to get started. Now, I was getting some big drops last night. Like I said, it's pretty good. I will drop the planner below so you can you can mess around with this. If you use the in-game logic on this planner, it basically it'll tell you if it attaches or not, and that's pretty much it. I'm working on a written guide for this, but you can always check out my VODs on YouTube or on Twitch, and you can see me going through the process. But I guess without really showing gameplay, like trying to explain it, this is the simplest way. Just follow this same path, and then you'll get going. And then, like I said, once you feel comfortable and you're getting enough lock medallions, that's when you start adding other chains that give you know, more rarity, more temple mods, more effectiveness, and that's when you really start juicing it up. But I mean, these rooms alone, you're gonna start getting a ton of loot regardless. So I want to get into how to farm crystals. So yesterday, this grand project precursor tablet was going for 2 annuls. It was up to 3 at one point, and then it went back down to 2. You will get unique tablets dropping from your temple. I haven't. Let me show you all the ones I've gotten so far. I've gotten all these just from temple. I haven't got any grand projects. I have gotten one before, but basically these pay for themselves. As long as you have like a 7 to 10 room snake, they'll pay for themselves very easily. But yeah, basically this allows you to hit a tower. So let me show you on the map the best way to go about this. As far as gear, or I guess let's start with Waystones. I use tier 1 Waystones, okay? So basically, I'm gonna 6 mod this Waystone, okay? And now I'm gonna take I use precursor tablets. So anything that has Waystone on it, like this one. Increased quantity of Waystones found in map. So I'm gonna grab that. Increased quantity of Waystones found in map. Increased quantity of Waystones found in map. Basically, tier 1 Waystones are very expensive. You're gonna want to sustain these. So basically, when you have a tower, which we don't have a tower in range, I got this one I can run. When you're going to a tower, to get a bunch of Waystones, so you can go farm, basically you're going to want to sustain your Waystones, okay? Very easy to run a 6 mod tier 1 Waystone. So like if I had to go to this tower up here, right? I'd hit this, and I'd hit this, obviously I'd go there. So I'll show you basically what happens. Run a 6 mod, run 3 quant of Waystones, and you'll go in the map. Now this is just to showcase how many Waystone drops you can get. It is a lot. All right, so when you beat the boss, we actually didn't get any Waystones to drop from any rares or anything, but we got 4 Waystones just off the boss alone. So it's very easy with lower tier Waystones to sustain like that. So I mean, I've gotten 5 to 10 from a run. So basically that's what you're going to do on the way to a tower. And then now that we have a tower, this isn't an ideal spot. You're going to want a tower like, say, this, that has a bunch of maps around it, right? No water, anything. But just for the sake of the video, I'll do this anyway. It'd probably be better off if I hit one of the other ones, but I'm going to do it. So basically you're going to put your, doesn't matter what map you put in there. I'm going to remove one of these. Make sure you put your grand project in, and then we're going to run the tower. All right, so that map we actually got 4 tier 2 Waystones and 3 tier 1. So we got 7 Waystones off of that, which is, you know, obviously you're going to have, if you're maxing out 60 crystals, you're going to need 60 Waystones. So anyway, activate it, leave, and now you have access to all maps in range of this tower. So if we go back in, now everything's blue. Now I already did all of these down here. So like all these, and you'll have to keep a mental note of where you've been, because if you don't kill the boss and you leave, which is what we're going to be doing, it's not going to be green for complete. So you'll have to be like, all right, well, I'll hit this and I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then I'll come here and go 1, 2, 3, and then up here I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then I go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just try to make like patterns. You know what I mean? And then you can hit like all these over here, and then hit the next tower and do the same thing. And that's basically what you're gonna do. So as far as light radius goes, let me show you what I use. I use the Waystone typed in. Like, what? So this is what I use. I had these just from playing the game. Radiant Grief, this gives 30% increased light radius. I'll put that on. This gives 30% increased light radius. I'll put that on. And this ring gives 29% increased light radius. So we're at 89% light radius, okay? So then I'll put that, you know, my good gear, obviously. I'll just throw that back in here. So we've got 89% increased light rarity just from that. Light radius, basically, when you're mapping, if you have your map up, you know, you're only going in like, you know, a small radius and you know, highlighting, looking around the map. The light radius expands that so you can see further, okay? So now that we've set this up, I'm gonna hit this first map right here, Hidden Grotto. This one, that's actually a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna run that one. I will actually, Oasis is fine. We're gonna run Oasis, all right? I'm gonna just throw a tier 1 in there. I'm gonna take my Precursor Waystones out of there because I'm not gonna waste them when I'm just going to getting in and getting out, okay? So we're gonna hit this. Now you're gonna sprint and try to find the temple as fast as possible. You don't want to deal with any of these idiots. You just want to get in and get out. And sometimes, you know, you'll have to kill some, whatever, who's ever in your way. But as you can see, we're highlighting a good amount of the map with the extra light radius. Sometimes you're gonna get knocked down. That's okay, it's tier 1. You won't die. There we go. There's the temple. Boom. Clear them out. It's activated. You leave. I always pop this because there's usually Waystones can drop. And that's it. Sometimes 15, 30 seconds in and out. Done. Okay? And then we'll go to the next one. We'll go to Grimhaven here. Tier 1. Boom. Throw it in there. Now this, to get 60 crystals, 45 minutes to an hour. Just farm this, throw on some music, farm it. And then, you know, you're good to go. And then, like I said, once your temple starts getting big, you are gonna be in there for hours. A full work shift. You're gonna be in there. Sometimes it takes a while to find the temples. Some maps are worse than others. But yeah, you just want to go as fast as possible. Works. Okay, obviously this is not corner. Yeah, I mean, like, this happens. You'll get lucky, and then you'll have runs like this where it's like, all right, well, okay, there it is. There's the temple. See? Drop the Waystone. So now we just got our Waystone back. We can do another. So that's how you're gonna farm maps. That's how you're gonna farm crystals. That's how you're gonna farm crystals. It's really that easy. So I mean, kind of like just I tried to, you know, like, make it like, don't overcomplicate the temple. You know, start with Garrison Spymaster, Garrison in the armory, in the Garrison Spymaster, Garrison, and just stack Spymasters. That's all you want to do. Get a big snake and just stack Spymasters. Try to lock your snake, and then you're just gonna see crazy loot. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the videos of everybody with like crazy farms, but I mean, the loot is getting real good. You can see, like I said, if you want to go check my VOD from last night, even I made over 30 div. It's crazy. You are gonna need like, I made a custom never sink filter for temple big loot because it gets out of control. But hopefully this guide helped someone out there, I guess I can eventually do a more advanced guide, but I figure for now, like, just try to get, if you haven't done it, I'm telling you, it's addicting. Get started and just push through. It'll take a while. It'll take a lot of grinding, take a lot of RNG, but once you start getting those rooms, and then you realize once you get, you know, around 10 rooms, you're like, all right, I'm pretty safe now. And now it's just, let's keep going. Anyway, you know the drill. Subscribe, come back. See you on the next one.